Welcome to my house.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Ty here, back with another video dealing with our play style. And this video today is going to be on mid-range slash combo players. Make sure if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do. Click on your notifications so you can be notified when I have new content coming up. Also, be on the lookout for my Patreon, so that way you guys can join the family and start increasing your boy into some more things where we got some crazy things. I got some special gifts for you guys, those who join into the Patreon. I'll have the link below for that, but without further ado, let's get into the video. So last time we already dealt with what style you're playing. We're trying to figure out what style you're playing. We already dealt with aggro, aggressive players, and now we're going to deal with the mid-range combo kind of player. So there are a few characters that come to mind when I think of mid-range slash combo characters, and now that you've decided to figure out that you're probably a mid-range player, these characters that come to mind, one is Stain. Stain, he actually has the ability to, he can be very controlled too, but Stain has just a very interesting playstyle where he can throw very fast attacks, really go for the kill, and make it to where he can punish you for trying to block him. Or he can hit you for small and slowly burn you down, and then get to a point where after your resources, you go in for your resource stuff, he can make you commit to certain things and really just take away your stuff. He can just really do either way. You can play very aggressive with him. You can be like build, you can hit him like turn 2, maybe even turn 3, and probably kill him by turn 4 and get it to where pretty much you're, because he gets to hack your check. And hack your check, meaning he gets to minus your check, your rival's check, by 3, just by committing it. And then he gets all his weapon attacks +1 speed. So those of you who don't know, that's why I consider him one of the mid-range, because you don't really play aggressive with him right away. He's the guy that slows your opponent down a little bit more. You can actually go more into the control and just let it slow them down even more, and just keep getting rid of their resources and slowly, but the little speed that he gives them and it's slowly weeding them down for dealing damage with that weapon hurts. Oh, hurts like a mug. Next character, I think Grantorino. Grantorino, we don't see a lot. He can play aggressive, but he has a little mixture of being able to play aggressive, like you go to play and throw attacks, and if they block it, you get to build your foundations down. So although he's minusing cards from his hand, it's like he's minusing from the card pool, so he can kind of keep throwing attacks. So he has the ability to throw a bunch of attacks and then pick up the attacks again from his staging area with his effect. Also has a built-in ability that causes your rival to discard a card. So there goes that control aspect too. So he's kind of still in that mid-range area, so he can play aggressive, and then he can put your rival at a disadvantage and make them discard a card or discard multiple cards. He has access to cards that make him discard cards. So after a while, it punishes your rival for blocking, rewards you for being aggressive and extending your plays, and just having it to where your rival has nothing and they can't deal with anything, and you just kill him. So he's mid-range. Next, I would say is Eraserhead. Now, Eraserhead actually can be aggressive too. People can play him aggressive. You can kill your opponent on your rival on turn 2, turn 3. His access to being able to not only shut your rival off during an attack, for that attack, he also has a free, if you have an action card in his hand, he has a really crazy mechanic that just, he can discard that action card, pick up the action card, and their action card is erased. So he can just keep doing that, giving it plus an infinite, pretty much +2 speed or -2 speed. So he can make it to where he can block whenever he wants really well, or he can make something so fast that you just can't block it. So that's why I said mid-range, because he has the ability to play aggressive, or he can control, play certain things. He has less help, but his survivability is crazy. He can cancel effects. He has access to cards that cancel things. He can shut things off, seal stuff. I mean, he just can do a bunch of stuff all around, and he's just really annoying to deal with. So, and there's certain combos that if he had interaction with, he can kind of make it endless. So Eraserhead, I still consider kind of like a mid-range control area, but he's still in that mid spot, so he can do both. He can do, like I said, mid-range is you can kind of bounce between which one you want to do. It's kind of like that balance thing. Next we have, I say Nomu. Now Nomu, some people would say, oh yeah, you can play really aggressive with him, and you can. Same thing though, if you don't have the pieces in your hand, he's a 5-hander, so you really run into the issue of not getting cards in your hand. So you can kind of throw an attack at him, and that one attack can hit your rival for half their life if they have that partial block. So they have to pretty much perfect block almost all your attacks, or you're gonna kill them pretty quickly. So you can kill somebody on turn 2 if they were just not blocking well, not checking well, didn't build well. And then on top of that, it takes longer for you to kill him because he just commits a foundation to lessen the attack. If it could be a 6, 7, it could be a 12 damage, 20 damage, 30 damage, 40 damage, and as long as he has a foundation, he can commit that that foundation, and now he only takes 6 damage from an unblocked attack. So that's why I said kind of control. He also has abilities. He has cards that, you know, can destroy foundations, can flip foundations, so he can kind of do that little control thing too. As it gets longer, it might get a little harder for Nomu, but at the same time, I mean, some people don't even block, so you can play pretty aggressive. He's more along the lines of the aggressive, but mid-range still, to me, I still say mid-range because he kind of just has to pick and choose when. If he gets the cards in his hand and you don't have the blocks, you're dead by a couple of attacks. He just throws a couple of attacks and it's over. Snowball. And then lastly, I'd say All Might version 3. All Might version 3 has the ability to be aggressive too. He can kill you, but his ability really bases off of the cards in his rival's hand. So if his rival decides to keep a bunch of cards in their hand thinking they're gonna block, he's just like, oh good, you have a bunch of cards in your hand, I can get my punch or fear attack plus X speed, however many cards in your hand, or I give it plus X damage. So he gets to choose. If it's a throw, he can just give it plus 5. If you have 5 cards in your hand, I'm gonna give my attack, my punch attack or fear attack plus 5 damage or plus 5 speed. So I can make it to where you're just not gonna be able to block it. And you're just gonna eat it. You're gonna eat all this damage and it's gonna suck. So that's why I said mid-range, because he can kind of build a wall. And what I mean by build a wall, he can kind of build foundations and then draw cards. He can draw a bunch of cards. He can lessen this, lessen the attack here, blow this up, do this here. He has access to breakers. He can, like I said, he has the ability to go in. Now, if you have no cards in your hand, then he doesn't care. He's just gonna have, he has attacks that's still gonna generate a lot of damage. So I say mid-range as well. Can go aggressive a little bit, can go a little more control. He doesn't really control your rival. That's why I say more in that mid-range combo category where he just sets up. He's just kind of straightforward and just draws cards and just be able to block properly. So that's what I say. So those are some of my mid-range characters that I would say. There's plenty more, tons of mid-range characters that really do some things. You have All Might version 1. I mean, there's tons more, like I said, but just if you want to get an idea, these are the kinds of characters that you'll see why I check these characters out. I think you really enjoy them. Like I said, that doesn't mean that you can't try all the characters. There's tons of characters. There are no limit, but figure out what they're doing. Look at that, look at your place and say, that's kind of like, I like what he does here, or I like what she does here. We're gonna go in with this, all right? So there you have it for you mid-range players. I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you got any questions or you like to interact, you got some suggestions, please comment below. Like the video, like I said, subscribe, and if it was helpful, let me know, all right? Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.